Hello, you're listening to the Eric McKenna Project.
Alex, thanks for coming back, buddy.
Thanks for having me back.
Good to see you. And last time you were on, and the show is so well received, I want to let you know. I didn't share any kind of numbers with you, but I can assure you, very well received show. So
that's good.
Good to have you back. Absolutely. Thank you. But it was right after you were here last time, a week or two later, we were talking on the phone and saw you on the news.
Yeah.
So give me a lowdown on what happened, because obviously you never got a chance to tell your story, and you're so private, you weren't using it for anything, for any kind of gain for yourself. But I do want to jump in there a little bit because I was fascinated.
Yeah. So basically where my gym is located, it's right next to a bar. I think in February, me and that bar owner got into an altercation where the cops were called, and it's been peaceful since.
Right.
But right next to me, there's a dojo. So that Dean, he got into an altercation with the owner.
Right.
Of the owner of the bar next to me. He happened to film it, shared it with me, and I asked him, could I share this on social media just to bring awareness? Didn't really think anything would happen.
Right.
And within 10 minutes, the video took off. News came down. There was a protest about it, but just basically a racial slur that he used. Yeah. Ironically, because Dean is white, so it was interesting. But everyone took whatever they wanted from the video. Some people thought I was in the video. They didn't really know. But like I said, I posted the video and just said, a friend of mine was walking down the street, and this happened.
You just shared it.
I just shared it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if that bar owner is using that kind of language with a white male, then obviously when we had our altercation, which it's all documented with the police.
Right.
I had them document it.
Right.
He was using worse language with me. So as of right now, there's been no problems. We have to coexist. We're right next to each other. But I just try to keep my head down, do my thing. Like I said, I just want my clients to feel safe there and just come, have a great workout, and be on their way. So,
and it was so strange seeing you on the news. Not that you didn't handle yourself well. Of course you did. You always present well. Yeah. That wasn't the crazy part. The crazy part for me was you had just been here, and you are like the least. If getting to know you, you're the least. I don't know. The odds of that happening to you is so slim. Yeah. Just with your demeanor and the way you carry yourself, I was just like, what the hell happened over there?
Yeah, it got blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't a good word to use, because obviously things that happen like that are a big deal, but I just didn't expect it to reach the level that it did.
Yeah.
As fast as it did, all within probably 5 hours from posting it.
Well, the video was 60,000 plus, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Comments, shares, it went viral, and it just wouldn't stop. So people got to speak out. A lot of people in the community, were speaking out on things that have happened down there too. So that was good that the people had a voice, and a platform to use it. So I think a lot got accomplished. But like I said, every day is still work in progress.
It's unfortunate. The gym itself, we're months and months into the pandemic, and you were here, I think, the end of May, beginning of June. Is that right? Yeah. Right. It's still going on. I think it's funny. I made a comment the other day, which I wasn't sure whether I should say it or not, but the way it came out made sense, and I think it was understood by the other party I was talking with. People are getting used to maybe not the pandemic, but the circumstances that we're living in. There's a weird level of comfort now maneuvering our way through our life. Would you not agree?
Yeah, we're, like I said, we're more comfortable with it now. We're more comfortable with seeing people with masks and going to places and knowing that, you go to a restaurant, you have to order food, you have to drink,
right.
Gyms wear masks, things like that. It's just becoming second nature to us. I know it's not over, but it feels a lot better than it did a couple months ago. There's not that much on the news about it now, and a lot of the cases have gone down. Kids are starting school now, so we'll see how that plays out, if things spike or not. But
yeah,
it seems like it's slowing down a little bit.
it does seem like that. As you're a personal trainer, and you obviously have a facility too. Have you seen? I mean, your business is very solid. Did you see any fluctuation at all? Maybe in the beginning.
In the beginning, when we reopened, when we turned green again, a lot of people still were tentative to come back.
Okay.
But then we actually got a lot more business because we are a one-on-one facility. So a lot of people were afraid to go to these big gyms now, where there's hundreds of people coming in every day. So at my facility, it's just a one-on-one. So it made sense to a lot of people. So I got a lot of new clients from that. A lot of clients fell off, but they'll be back just because they have kids. And now with the school and being at home, so they can't really get out the house to come see me now. But they'll be back once things get a little better.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel that.
Yeah. That's a lot.
I can't even begin to imagine what that even looks like.
Yeah.
And it obviously we laugh about it, but obviously the other issue too is a lot of these parents work that they're kind of reliant upon those hours to be able to go earn a living too. So I don't think that's even been fleshed out yet.
No, it's a learning process for everybody right now. Just luckily, I'm trying to navigate through it. Like I said, I have no clear path. I don't think anyone does, but
right.
Just got to take it day by day, see if things start to change, see when we'll go back to green, people can go back to work, daycares, all those things open, what people need. So yeah, it's a tough time for everybody.
With the pandemic, what are you seeing in terms of what clients, maybe stress is the wrong word, but what's on their minds in regards to when they start working with you? I think people who do the kind of work that you do are going to be really inundated once we get the okay, whenever that okay comes, because not everybody, a good amount of the population has been very sedentary during this. Would you not agree?
Yes.
So the folks that have trained through this, that are thinking, I think thinking correctly, what's on their mind? I mean, are they more distracted? I mean, you've been doing personal training for so long before the pandemic. Is this extra addition of just having a weighted mind? Are you seeing it?
No, I mean, a lot of my clients now, they are just happy to get out the house.
Okay.
To come see me, because it feels like you're just going over someone's house, because it's just me there.
Right.
But you're getting out your house, you're getting in your car, you're having a great workout, then you're going about your day. Because a lot of people start going and doing the same things I used to do. Making as many trips, making maybe grocery store once a month, things like that. So this is just an avenue for them to leave their house, get a break from their kids if they have kids, and just get out and feel somewhat normal, because the training hasn't changed. The whole style of the gym hasn't changed, so it's familiar.
Okay.
So when you do stuff that's familiar, you kind of forget what's going on outside the walls. So it's just peaceful, and it's good to see my old clients come back too, because it makes me think everything's normal in the gym. And then we leave, and I see people with masks. I'm like, oh, okay, this is still going on. But just for that hour that we're together, that we've been training for for like a year, it just feels normal again.
What we didn't talk about last time is to get an idea of, like, I understand you cater to each individual in terms of their particular plan or their particular workout session. Is there homework? And that's what we didn't talk about last time. Between your sessions, do you lay out, meaning like is walking or running could be a component of their overall plan? And so are there things that your clients do during the periods between where they see you?
Correct, yeah. I mean, I tell them things to do because obviously they're coming to me for a goal. I mean, the normal goal is weight loss. So it just has to do with a lot of movement. So on your days when you're not training with me, I definitely highly recommend to keep that movement. Like I said, North Park, anything active. Some people have bikes at home, things like that. Go walk with the kids. Just to keep moving, keep on your goal, because once you start to lose, that's when you just keep going, because now you're seeing progress.
Oh yeah.
So now you maybe train with me more times a week now. Maybe you're going to walk an extra mile now, but you just keep going on that.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
What what is the frequency? I mean, do you have folks that train with you like 3 times a week? Some do once a week. Some do 5 days a week. Does it depend on actually the client?
It depends on you. I mean, it's all on you. I mean, my average client trains 3 times a week.
Okay.
I think that's a nice split. 2 days off during the week to do something, and then on the weekends, try to get something in as well. But the average client comes 3 days a week.
Okay.
And like I said, it's what fits your schedule.
Right.
I mean, my availability is my first client's at 5 a.m., my last one's at 7 p.m. As of now, I mean, I can open up to an 8 and a 9 if there's a need for it. But as of right now, from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m., if you can get in any of that time, then, we can have some fun.
That's like, what, 14 hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's rather flexible on your behalf.
Very flexible. I mean, like I said, this is what I do for a living. It's fun for me.
Yeah.
You can book when you want. So, I mean, I'm not working straight 14, I maybe have 5 clients in the morning and then don't have one till 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So I have a little break that I can work out and do stuff and then get ready for the next ones. But
your own workout is, I would have to be. I mean, it's kind of a dumb question, but I would imagine cardio is part of your own workout too. So what you do for yourself, I'm guessing there's a lot of that outside activity as well too, right?
Correct. Yeah, definitely. Living in Pittsburgh, while we have the good weather going into the fall, try to be outside. Like I said, I like to be at North Park a lot. Or I'll go to a stadium, run some stairs, things like that. Just get on the track, but just trying to relive almost 20 years ago. So high school, trying to just relive a little bit of that and keep going while the weather's here. Because the winter's gonna be coming. We're not gonna be outside as much, so just try to stay active while we have the weather. And there's not much else to do either. A lot of stuff's closed. So
yeah, a lot is closed.
Yeah.
A lot is closed. What are recommendations for you in regards to like age and so forth? So I'm not a runner. I like to run. It feels good when I run, but my ankles tell me no, you can't run.
Yeah.
So the next best thing for me is walking. I found walking to be extremely therapeutic at an extremely good pace.
Yeah.
Are you a big proponent of that as well too?
I do enjoy walking. I try to walk because, like I said, if you walk like you said, faster than your normal pace. I'm a slow walker in general, so now I'm trying to walk a little faster, so you're exerting yourself a little more. And like I said, you can do North Park. It's 5 miles. Do it a little over an hour and a 10 at a decent pace, with some hills in there, but it's just a little faster than you normally do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a little safer too for us older folks.
Oh yeah.
Uneven pavement. That's my excuse for any time I fall. Yeah. Uneven pavement.
Oh yeah.
Blame it on
running on concrete is just so bad for your knees. So bad for your knees.
Yes.
So like I said, if you're gonna run, I'd rather you run on a track, or try to go to a field, a turf field, run on there. I know it's a little
hard to get on those now.
It is, and it's just different because you're not used to all the scenery, but long term on your joints, it definitely is gonna help.
Why do we beat up our knees so bad? Well, I mean, runners, it's the old story. Every single runner, it's funny that my ankles bother me, but I think that's more to do with high school sports and baseball and catching and all that stuff. But I don't have the knee issues, but I was never in love with running.
No.
But your dedicated runners seem to have, all of them, knee problems.
Yeah. I mean, they're just pounding every day. Every day, all that force, all that weight is coming on your knees. And especially with the concrete, it's not being absorbed.
Okay.
It's just going straight up. Like I said, when your foot hits, it's going straight up. Like the turf, it absorbs a little bit of the impact.
Yeah.
So, I mean, running's great. I mean, I love to do it too. I just not going to do it every single day out on concrete.
Yeah, and it becomes an addiction for a lot of people too. I guess the runners higher, the adrenaline flow, they get used to that. But man, it's I find that in my mid-50s, it's painful. I mean, for periods of time.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can get immune to it, but like I said, to run every once in a while, a couple times a week here or there is good too. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
Okay,
nothing wrong with it. No.
It's just where you're doing it, obviously.
Yeah.
So, can you talk a little bit about when you say circuit training? Can you talk about an average workout? Give us an idea of when you say circuit, what do you mean?
So maybe I'll set up 10 exercises.
Okay.
And some of the exercises we'll do for time. We'll say 30 seconds to a minute. We'll do one exercise. The next exercise we'll do for 10 reps.
Right.
Next exercise maybe we'll do for a minute. And we'll go through all these 10 different exercises. I mean, I like to try to focus. Maybe this is a lower body and core day. Maybe this is a full body day, so we're doing everything.
Okay.
And maybe just an upper body and core day. So we'll go through all that one time, and then we'll do it again and again and again. So try to get at least 4 rounds in. But it's nice because the first round's a little slower because you don't know what you're doing and try to explain the workout. But the second round, you already know what to expect. The weight doesn't change. And I like doing things for time because a lot of people count. Okay. So when you count and I say do 20 reps, we'll say, and you get to 15, 16, mentally you think you're tired because you're so high. But if I just tell you to do it for 30 seconds, You just have to keep a nice pace. And the biggest thing is just to keep moving through the whole circuit. And then also, I like the circuits because a lot of people feel accomplished because they finished it.
So, it's yeah, right. So it's gauged. You can actually see the accomplishment.
You know how much is left. You know that this exercise sucks. This one's easy, and how to get through it. You know when your break's going to come.
Got it.
So it's nice, and you try to push yourself to see how many times you can go through it.
So it's measurable too.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, like the Fitbit and all those devices. I think why they're so popular now with people is because they just, there's a goal. Exactly. There's a goal, and they accomplish it, in their own unique circumstance. Whether it's running or whatever it is. But you have a housewife in her 50s come to you, and you have a gentleman in his early 30s come to you. Completely two different clients, right? Obviously. But if somebody wants to do weight training and they want a certain physique, like we talked last time, if they're being honest with you and honest with themselves, and they want that, you can... How do I say this? You can bring the weights to them, and you can do heavy training with somebody if that's what they desire.
Correct. Yeah. I mean,
that's a misnomer. I think it's out there. Well, personal trainers are only looking for middle-aged people that just want to lose weight, and that's the stigma I think that's out there. Yep. But if you want to work on your physique and body build, you can obviously. That's part of what you do. It's
part of what I do. Yeah. I'm not necessarily have a lot of clients that do that. A lot of my clients are just weight loss. I mean, I have a lot of fit clients too. But it's like I said, it's guidance. Some of them are ex-athletes, so they're used to being coached, used to be told what to do.
Okay.
Like myself, like sometimes I work with a trainer just because I like to not think about it and just get told what to do. So it's all up to the individual. Like if you want to come to me today and you just want to squat 500 pounds, all we're going to do is focus on exercises to make you do that. But I would probably try to talk you out of it because there's no really point to do it. But if you want to do it, we can do it.
Okay.
But I'm more focused on just function. Like I said, as we get older, our body fails. So it's just so everyday activities don't become strenuous. Things that we take for granted. Just function. You want to be able to go play basketball, play baseball in your 40s, 50s, 60s. Just function. Go upstairs, go downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously your body's going to change because you're used to a lot of movement. I mean, even with someone that's doing strength training, I might have 2 or 3 exercises that are strength training. We'll say bench, push-ups, and some dumbbell presses. But then I'll have a cardio exercise at the end of there. So maybe ball slams for a minute, something that's going to keep your heart rate spiked. But the main focus is movement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very easy. If people want to lose weight, they have to move.
Right.
It's very simple.
Absolutely right.
Very
Absolutely
simple.
Right. Another misnomer I think that people have too is that when they hear about a personal trainer, I think there's an intimidation there because I don't know. I think so many people fake it at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that we delude ourselves to believe we're doing something constructive or we're making progress. In reality, we're just kind of doing nothing, just showing up. It's part of a social thing.
Yeah.
But when you commit to a personal trainer, you really are going to be held accountable, right?
Yes.
I mean, that accountability's got to be a big part of that, right?
It's a huge part. I mean, I've had clients that came in, for a consultation. I talk to them. I'm like, yeah, I normally do this weight and this. I said, okay. It's sort of like you go to the doctor and they ask you, those questions. You're going to surgery. Like, do you drink? Do you do any drugs? Like, they don't care, but they need to know because they're going to be putting you on this medicine and they need to try to figure out the right dose. So it's sort of the same concept with me when you come in. A lot of people try to talk themselves up. I go, okay, you used to do this weight. Well, we're going to do half of that. And they're like, well, I can do more than that. But then I see them, they can barely do half of what they said. So it's like there's no reason to lie. We're all here for a reason.
Getting the client to be honest with themselves first, no matter how embarrassing it might be at that moment. That's got to be.
Oh, this is embarrassing. It's only 5 pounds. I said we all have to start somewhere.
Okay.
It's nothing, but you did it. It's eye opening to a lot of people, and like a lot of people after consultations are like, wow, that's just doing 10 ball slams. Why is that hard? It's 10 pounds, but it's not. Like I said, it's not used to you going to a gym and just sitting on a machine, going to the next machine, jumping on some cardio and leaving. It's completely different. You don't really get any breaks for an hour.
I know. See,
so you're getting the most out of an hour rather than spending an hour and a half, 2 hours in the gym.
That has to be so eye-opening to anyone who comes and does that. The first session with you, I mean, cheer. You have to cheer them on. They had the fortitude to do it.
Yep.
They're there. That's what most of the battle, just getting there.
Mm-hmm.
But I would imagine for those who've just kind of been going through the motions, of a gym membership. That has to be a complete change.
It's completely different, and it's just good because I just use the training as, we get work done, but like I said, since it is one-on-one, maybe 2-on-2, a group of people, it's you learn a lot more, and you're also more encouraging, and you're also a like a counselor, like a life coach too, as well, which is what I try to do on social media in general, is just spread positivity. So you're getting a little bit of both when you come to see me. You're not just getting a workout, you're getting a real life experience that you can use outside. And I also train people to do things on their own. I don't want you to train with me for a year. If you want to keep coming, that's great, but I want you to have the knowledge that if you do go to a real gym, or you travel and you go to a hotel gym or something, you can put together a workout and feel comfortable doing that, so your progress keeps going. Like I said, with school, they don't want you to, they want you to keep failing in college, so you keep paying. But their goal is to teach you so you can go on to the next stage. So that's what I'm trying to teach. And, I think there's a lot of people in the industry just want to keep getting money. I mean, that's great. I'd love to have X amount coming in every month from you. But at the same time, I'm a human, and I understand that, like, you don't need me anymore. And you can go fly now. That's cool. That's okay. I'm not mad. If you want to, you've been seeing me 4 times a week. If you want to jump down to one a week now, just get a check-in and come hang out, have some fun. That's cool. But like I said, my job is to teach you
to be self-sufficient in your exercising. And that definitely is not the norm. No, that's not the norm. I was reminded of a quote by a motivational speaker I used to admire when he was alive. It was he used to say, "There's a reason why the desks in the second grade are so small. You grow, and you're not supposed to stay there."
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to go. And
they can't be dependent on you. Like, they want, dependence is a weird word, but at some point in time, you got to take ownership in it on your own, right?
Mm-hmm. And if I'm training you for a year, now all your friends and family have to ask why. Have you not got results? Why are you still going?
Got it.
Because you're my billboard.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
If you say you have a trainer and you train with me for a year and you really haven't changed, they're like, well, who do you train with? And you say me, they're probably not going to come see me, but like the whole year. But I mean, I have a lot of clients right now that they're all hitting their marks right now. So they're all about 18 to 25 pounds down.
Wow.
Which is awesome. It's kind of hard for me to see it because I see them so often every day.
Yeah.
But they'll take progress pictures and clothes that used
That's
to be
very
tight.
smart.
So it's very rewarding to see that and see it. Like I said, once you start to see the change, you start to change your lifestyle, eating healthier, trying to be more active on the days off, and just to see them get this ready. I mean, I got a lot of clients that are getting ready for a wedding, so they're in overdrive right now. 2 of them we've got them to the point that their dress fits the way they want. So they're just trying to maintain now to the day.
That's great, though.
I mean, it's just cool to see. Like I said, if you see someone every day, you really don't see a change. But you don't see someone for a month, you're like, oh wow, what have you been doing?
Right.
So it's cool.
I don't know if we touched on this last time. We may have, but what's the hardest thing for a human? Is it to push the food away, or is it the motivation to get up and move? In your estimation.
I think the hardest thing is their why.
Okay.
That's what I ask everybody. Like if you come to the gym, you want to lose 20 pounds, and I ask you why. What's your answer going to be?
Because there's always a reason, right?
Yeah,
Even if they don't want to talk
reason
about it. Yeah, there's always a real reason. You got to get to that.
My clothes don't fit. Okay, I mean it's surface level, but how long haven't your clothes fit? I don't know, a couple years. Okay, so that's not really your why. So I have to find out your why to actually know how I can talk to you and how I can help you and keep reminding you and bringing up the why. Wedding, that's a huge why. I'm going through a divorce. That's a why. You want to change your body, change your whole, your whole image.
Right.
Just losing 20 pounds isn't a why. Everyone would love to lose 10, 20 pounds. They have no real reason, or is it 20 pounds because the doctor said you need to lose 20 pounds, or we're going to have to take other measurements. So that's a huge why too, which tells me how dedicated you are, like I said, because you're my billboard. So I don't just necessarily take on any client. I have to screen you, and we talk through our first session.
So you've turned clients down?
I have. I have.
No, it's from a business standpoint, you almost have to, right?
You have to. I mean, like I said, you're my billboard. And if your why is like, I don't know, summer's coming, I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, did you not know that summer was coming this year? Or
that's every meme on social media, buddy.
Yeah,
that's
it's
every
like
meme on social
it's the
media.
same time every year. So it's like, I mean, yeah, I've had people that want to lose weight for the summer, and they're dedicated as well. But you have to have something deeper. Or I've some clients that are like, no, I'm hard running around with my kids now, and I want to be able to run around with them. Things like that,
right.
Older clients, grandkids and stuff. So that's a huge reason. I want to show them, that I'm doing a healthy life, so they
Vitality.
can try to change their lifestyle. So, those clients, I love to train, and it's not. I mean, that's the thing with anything, any service, you can go get it, and they'll take your money, but how invested are they going to be with you? If every single person that walks in the door, you just like, yeah, sign up.
Well, that's the stigma of this business, though,
yeah.
right?
Now I don't even know whose name, who's coming, what their goals are, what their limitations are.
Right.
And to me, it just doesn't feel genuine. So, and it's interesting because it all backfires a lot in a kind of a good way, because people don't like to be told no. And, I've had one person, he's like, I want to give you money. And I say, I get that. But I'm just like, you're not ready. So I personally think you're not ready mentally to, embark on this journey.
Huh.
It sounds kind of harsh, but you have to have that conversation with yourself. And, that person came back and said, yeah, you're right. I just woke up one day and wanted a trainer, and I found you, and I wasn't really mentally ready. And, I think a couple weeks later they came back.
Okay.
And we started. But it's, like I said, and it feels, I think it just feels better to people that you're just not trying to get as many people as you can in. All right, I'm tapped out. No. It has a nice clientele. A lot of my clientels are referrals, so they're all somewhat friends or Facebook friends, and they've seen something. So there's just a nice little community, and that's fine with me. It's not a gym membership, so you're not just selling memberships,
It's got to be a much more rewarding way to do this kind of work, though, because you're able to connect with each client and really understand, like you said, their why.
Yeah.
So you understand why they're invested.
Exactly.
So everything's kind of tailored toward the why. Not towards them, why. But their why.
Yeah. Which you always, like I said, you keep bringing it up. Like, oh, remember that pair of jeans you said? Did they fit yet? Oh, yeah, I tried them on last week, and they're getting there. I'm like, good. You just got to keep bringing it up, so they keep getting remotivated to continue to come and continue the lifestyle outside of the gym as well.
Now, did you tell me prior that did you start out as a trainer in other gyms?
I started off running the gym, so the whole back end.
Got it.
Things I knew, but I've always been training.
But you also saw what you probably didn't like in this bigger operations too, correct?
Correct. And I mean, it was just a numbers game.
Yeah.
And it's just, you don't really care who you sign up. It's like the 6-3-1 ratio. You should have 6 appointments a day. 3 show up, you close 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So I was good at it, but it just didn't feel right with me, because you're just, like I said, it's a numbers game. I need more appointments. I need more appointments. You
just need bodies in there. Not even in there, just paying.
Exactly. But it's like, what are appointments? It's like I could spend 3 hours of my day talking to you, which I could have ran 3 appointments in that time. And then you sign up, and you're the highest paying client. But if I would have rushed that to, well, all right, so you guys going to sign up or not? Like, don't rush it. There's a problem. Whenever you're done with one, then I'll move on to the next one when I'm done. So that's why I try to just do that. What I took from, these big gyms to run now, obviously a small facility, and just basically do the complete opposite of it.
Got it.
Because a lot of people are leaving big gyms.
No
Not
question.
even because of COVID, just in general. They're gravitating toward more studio type places where they feel comfortable, don't really feel judged as much, and they know that
it's not a social setting either.
No.
So much a social setting where I think a lot of the larger gyms are, right? They've always been.
Yep. I mean, I fell into that too when I used to work out them too. It's social club. I go at 9 a.m. I know I see the same people. We start to talk a little more over time, but I mean, yeah, I have clients that, it's social. They want to talk. They get out of the house, but just try to keep them moving, which is good because, like I said, it's just small battles every day. And like the first battle was walking through the door, and I look like an intimidating person at first, but once we're in there, the doors are closed. It's just me and you, and people get to more comfortable. A lot of people say, "I train with you, but I don't want to look like you." I said, "You're not training the way I train,
right?
At all,
right."
So,
well, goals are different, right?
Exactly. Just trying to break that stereotype. Is like, just because you look a certain way doesn't mean I'm going to train you the way that I train. I train you the complete opposite what I train. I mixed in how I train. I mixed in how I used to train for sports. I mix in everything. But it's just, once you get people to understand that, then it's different. It's completely different.
Okay, so we got the why.
Yeah.
So the second reason, is it food or is it?
Yeah, I mean, the food plays a huge part. It definitely does. I mean, just to watch your calorie intake, your carb intake, takes a huge
It's hard for
part.
Americans, though, isn't it?
It's hard. Everything's too easy. All the good food is expensive, and all the not good food is not. So if you have $5 in your pocket, you're going to go to McDonald's and get a lot of food rather than spend $8 and get a salad.
Right.
So sadly, that's how it is. I mean, obviously, if you buy your food and cooking at home, it's a lot cheaper. But now that's another hour of your day to cook meals. And if you have a family at home and kids, they're not eating what you're eating, so it is a lot.
If a client came to you and said, can you advise me what to eat? Can you advise me, a meal plan or something? What shouldn't I be eating? Can you help them in that regard at all?
I can advise exactly what you said, because I'm not a certified dietitian.
Yeah.
But I can advise. I can just tell you what to look for and eat. You can tell me what you normally eat on a day-to-day basis. And I'd be like, well, instead of that, why don't you try sweet potatoes or, just something different. So it's not clear-cut, this is what you should eat every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a shitty way to live anyways. I mean, having it so regimented like that.
Regimented. If you're so regimented and you don't take a break, when you crash, and you go off the rails.
Yeah.
But there's so much good food. But if you're putting in the work, you can indulge yourself in a cheat meal here or there. You have to, because one, you've been eating clean for so long, and if you do have a cheat meal, we'll say a burger and fries, what's it's going to do? It's going to restart it's going to kickstart your metabolism again, because it's not used to having that in your system. So it's going to be working on overtime to burn it off and get it out.
Okay.
And then you can go back to your healthy. And like I said, you fed your craving. You feel good. And like I said, when you're getting results, you don't want to have that burger and fries every day now, because you're like, I just did this great workout and burned 700 calories. This was 700 calories, so that just canceled out.
Yeah, that always got me.
It's like, do I want it? Like, I'll have a bite of it, because that's not that much. But yeah, every day is not good. Like I said, it's treats. Like, even going out to eat. Sometimes you go to a fancy restaurant. You don't go to a fancy restaurant every day.
Right.
But when you do, it's a treat. It's an amazing
time. You enjoy it more.
And you enjoy it, and then you go back to your normal life, your normal places you eat at, or how you cook at home. But you look forward to, every Friday, the last Friday of the month, we go out to eat.
Yeah.
You look forward to that day.
Yeah.
So,
are you a proponent of fasting? Do you personally do any fasting in your lifestyle?
I do it indirectly.
Okay. By not thinking about it? Just
by not thinking about it, yeah, because I only eat when I'm hungry.
Okay.
I did the whole 5-6 meals a day. I did it, and it just took the fun out of it for me.
Yeah.
So
that used to be a thing, right?
It was
little small meals
every day, every 2 to 3 hours. And I did it. I did it for a while. But now it's like, I only eat when I'm hungry. I don't snack. But when I eat, I actually eat a meal. Like, I don't snack. I've never been a snacker in my life. I mean, I have a big jug of peanuts at the gym. I probably haven't even touched it yet.
Right.
But
right.
No, I'm more just a meal. But I do intermittent fasting indirectly.
Okay.
I guess. Like,
okay.
sometimes
it's not
I'll
scheduled.
Like, no. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I haven't eaten like 10 hours. Huh. But then it's already 10 at night. I'm like, all right, I'll just go to bed.
Right.
So then I go like,
that is discipline, my friends.
It's like, I want to eat, but it's like, if you trick your mind into, food, using food as energy, carbs are energy. So let's just say energy is caffeine, right? So I am hungry at 10 o'clock at night. Do I want a coffee? Do I need that energy right now?
Yeah.
I really don't.
Right.
So, all right, I might grab, a couple pieces of, I don't know, maybe some peanut butter and some crackers or something, but I'm not going to like eat.
Right.
But in the morning, I definitely eat midday you eat and you get you through, and then dinner, a little less carbs, but just something light, and you go to bed.
We talked a little off camera when I met you. We've talked subsequently. You're very pragmatic, and you almost do it. I know you blush when I say that because you don't think about it, but that's your demeanor. Stress has to be something you can actually see. When you see someone change their state, physically change their state, and they get on a healthier way of living, their ability to handle stress really does change, doesn't it? It gets better. Yeah. Do you see that as a personal trainer? Do you get a little peek into their world sometimes to see that?
Yeah, with the stress aspect, and like I said, getting your body to a place that you like to see, you're more confident. So that stems from everything. Your job, walking down the street, everything in life has a different perspective now because you are confident. Before, kind of shy, don't really want people to see me.
Okay.
Now you're walking straight up and down. You're proud to be out. You're proud to show your body. You're not feeling ashamed.
Right.
So just feeling ashamed brings a lot of stress, even though we just think about body wise, but you're stressing everything. I'll go on an airplane. I hope this person doesn't sit next to me. I'm that person. Great. But now you're just more confident in everything. So it's going to make your whole life just better. Not just necessarily from seeing me, but it's going to stem to outside of your life too as well. And it's going to motivate your friends and family as well because they see the change in you. You may be a lot more happier now, cleaned up your diet a little bit, started to lose weight, and it's just all around health. It's not just weight loss. It's just feeling comfortable in your own skin, which I don't think anyone feels confident in or comfortable in their own skin every single day.
Right.
I mean, I don't. You have good days, you have bad days. But to try to have more good days is what we try to do. And then just keep going.
When I'm overweight, personally for me, the thing that just drives me crazy is when I feel like I have to force myself into my clothes. I would just take that as a younger person or as an adult. When I'm overweight, those time frames that I'm overweight, that's really a humbling and kind of I'll share it's an uncomfortable situation to be in.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, and when you shed the weight, one of the first things I feel is I'm able to breathe. Yeah. I'm able to not literally breathe, but I'm literally able to get rid of that stressor. It's gone. Yeah. So there's more time to deal with other pressing matters. I'm not constantly like, oh my God, I got to do something about this. I can't even put these jeans on, right? Yeah. I'm so uncomfortable. That you're living that.
Yeah, every day, and you don't realize the impact that has on you.
Right.
So if you get yourself to a place that you're semi-content, you should never be content. So I definitely don't mean that. But you get to a place where you're trying to maintain, basically for the rest of your life. This is where I want to be. I'm not really buying any new clothes, smaller clothes, bigger clothes. I want to maintain.
Yeah.
And then you have to go, we'll say, to an event, and you got to wear a suit. And you put the suit on, it doesn't fit. Now you're stressed. I got to go to a store and buy a new suit. But it's like, I'm going to get back down to where I was, so I don't really want to waste money on this now because I'm not going to be this size again. So just little stuff like that, it weighs.
No doubt.
So now you're driving, you're irritated about it. You get to the store, you're like, what's the cheapest one? Because I'm not going to be wearing this. I'm only wearing it one time. But you physically can't fit in the one at home that you've been wearing for years.
Right.
So, I mean, it all adds up. It's all just little things. And
lifestyle, right?
It is.
Back to lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. And like I said, get yourself to a place where you like to maintain for the next 20 to 30 years and try to be consistent with it.
It's just the food aspect to me, and maybe the movement is, we haven't talked about that, but maybe movement is just as equally difficult for humans, especially for how sedentary we've become now.
Yeah.
But that food thing, every diet pill imaginable has been tried to market to the human. I mean,
well, everyone wants an easy way out.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was an easy way out, then one person would control whatever pill it is and charge whatever they want for it, and you would pay it. And, that's the thing. People come talk to me like, oh, so I can probably lose 20 pounds in a month. Like, no. Because think about gyms. If that was the case, then gyms would be empty. Why are gyms busy year-round?
Exactly right.
Year-round, because people haven't reached their goal yet, and they're still coming and coming. Maybe, every 6 months you see people drop off. But if that was the case, then why is there not just a 1 month membership? That's the only membership we have. 1 month. How many pounds do you want to lose? 40? That'd be a 2-month membership. So
good point.
It takes time. It takes time. I mean, you can read all you want. People said I did all this. I mean, you can lose 20 pounds in a month.
Probably not real healthy.
It's not healthy.
No, yeah.
I mean, if you said, hey, Alex, I'll give you X amount of money to lose 20 pounds in a month, I can lose 20 pounds in a month. But it's not healthy, and you're going to be miserable. And then you're going to binge when you get off it. You're going to feel sick, and it's going to come right back. So it's like, when does the circle stop? You know, when do we keep doing it? It's just like, you know, drinking. You go out, you have fun, you're hungover the next day. I'm never drinking again. I'm never drinking again.
You don't say.
Next weekend comes, you go out, you do it again. It's like, no, this is the time. I'm done. So it's like, when does this cycle stop that we don't keep drinking till we're sick?
Right.
We only have 1 or 2.
Right.
So we can still function the next day and still accomplish what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, moderation is a goal for humans, but seldom ever attained.
Yes.
Did you ever notice that?
It is. With anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the alcohol thing, too, it's so true. It's so true. I mean, you know, you wake up hungover, you swear off any other alcohol for the rest of your life until about 5 or 6 o'clock that evening.
Yep. Like, I need one to try to even out. That's how it works, right? I have one to even out.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So, in regards to movement, that's what you do. So food is a recommendation, but the movement part is the actual physical exercise at all. Why have we become so sedentary? I don't mean COVID. I mean, COVID's a whole other examination, but I'm talking the decade prior to that. Because I'd like to think we're healthier. I think maybe are we eating better as a species? I mean, we're marketing that we're kind of somewhat doing that.
There's a lot more options. There's a lot more.
Okay.
Even fast food places are having a lot more options.
Healthier
options. But, I mean, honestly, it's probably just technology as a whole.
Okay.
You know, like I said, like, when I grew up, I think cell phones were just coming out. I had one in maybe my junior year or senior year in high school.
Right.
But everything else, you were outside. You were moving. You had to go out if I wanted to talk to you. I couldn't just sit on a Zoom call and talk to you.
Okay.
You know, we would go do stuff. So technology is amazing, but I think it took away gradually a lot of things, because you technically don't even have to leave your house now.
I know.
I can hit a button. I can get groceries. I can hit a button. I can talk to you in China. I can do anything. I don't have to go to the mall anymore. I don't have to walk around the mall. I can hit a button. Everything.
Okay.
Everything. So
physical exertion has been minimized.
Yep. I mean, not even, and honestly, I think it's sort of the opposite of COVID, because I think a lot of people now are stuck at home and they get out to be active now more than they would have, you know, pre-COVID. They're trying to go on more walks because there's nothing to do. So what can we do? I'll go on a walk, go on a hike. So I think a lot more people are diving back into these things they used to do a lot more.
So if they're doing that on the physical side, then when we do finally, quote unquote, open again, then folks like yourself are going to probably be inundated.
No, I mean, I think it will still stay consistent. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, when COVID first happened, you couldn't even get dumbbells. Everything was out.
Right.
So now people are learning that they can get the same sort of workouts at home or at a private facility. It's like a lot of people I know are gravitating towards that now. They don't need the gym membership because they want to do stuff. They want to be taught on how to do things that they can
one-to-one
that they can do at home.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Because what are you buying at your house? You're not building a whole gym. You're buying some dumbbells, some bands, a Bosu ball, things like that.
Okay.
So now you want to know how you can utilize that at home on your off days. So you'd rather pay for a service to learn that than pay just to be like, here's your tag, have fun. Well, how do I use? Have fun. Oh, if you want a trainer, you can pay. That's extra. You know, so it's like, we all want to learn how to do things at home, and that's the style of training.
Or are we being forced to do this now with COVID? Do you think?
We do. I mean, it's COVID just put it more in the spotlight.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at a Peloton, how much they went up, and how many bikes, it was on back order forever.
Yeah.
Because people are like, wow, I need to do something. And like I said, everyone's sedentary now. Everybody with COVID. I mean, even if you are working, you're not working as much in the office as you are.
Right.
You're still at home, but
less travel.
You're not walking to lunch. If you work downtown, you're not doing all these things that you normally do.
Right.
So you're cutting out 5,000 to 10,000 steps a day easily that you don't even realize.
Got it.
At all, just because you're not parking in the parking garage, walking.
You're not naturally active.
Not actually moving. Yep. So I think a lot more people, like I drive through North Park every day to go to the gym, and it's packed all the time now. Anytime I drive through there, it just seems like there's so many more people there just active, just walking, just moving.
But 6 months from now, it'll be winter, of course. Let's say this spring. In this spring, is there still going to be that active? If we're kind of, quote unquote, past this, or we're opened up more.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to definitely drop.
It's like January for gyms, right? January's the big month for gyms.
New Year's resolution, yep. And then
right after the holidays.
And COVID happened, and then everything went green, and it was like New Year's resolution again.
Right.
And then it went back to yellow. And then now, like I said, when it goes green again, we're already coming into the tail end of New Year's resolution.
Right.
And the weather changing, too.
Yeah.
So with the weather changing, a lot of people are trying to find options inside.
I bet.
To move and stay active. So if you have a gym and you can make it through the summer, then you're doing okay. Because the summer's your slowest months because everyone's outside being active.
Right.
Everyone puts their memberships on hold, or they're traveling, vacations. Kids go back to school in the fall, they start to come back. Weather changes, they can't run outside now. They have to find another option to stay active. So it's interesting.
Yeah, the COVID's brought a whole new dimension to this too, because you see a lot of people doing all kinds of things on social media, filming them doing different things at home.
Yep.
It can be anything. Like you're probably dialed in more to those who are working out at home, but I will say
they're picking up different crafts.
Yes,
because they have a lot of time that they're not out traveling, doing things at the bar, hanging out. So they're picking up different crafts, things they probably always wanted to do, but now they have the time to do it. So whatever that craft is, a lot of people are posting on social media. I took up, XYZ.
Right.
So it's cool, and hopefully these things
a lot of people are taking up drinking.
Yeah.
We come out of this, you're going to have a lot of people that I put on 70 pounds. I drank beer every day.
That's why I started to regulate all that. I think before they weren't even selling liquor or something in PA, and then they stopped us from going to Ohio and West Virginia and things like that. So it's like, it's interesting.
I'll share this with you, my friend. And since it started a little bit before you were here last time, but I used COVID to get myself straight. I have not had any alcohol during this entire thing. I've dropped a bunch of weight, walking every day. So thank you. I only say that not for the compliment, but I'll take it. Yeah. But I get it. I'm in a better state, and everything changes in your life when you get right with that physical part. Exactly. It's amazing how, and I've done it prior times in my life, and it's that roller coaster, right, which I got to stop. But boy, life just looks and feels so different.
Exactly.
Like it isn't just the weight; it's the chain. The alcohol's gone. Those kind of little things.
Yep. It's the whole lifestyle. It's the whole
question.
lifestyle, and it's not just like, oh, this is just I'm a healthy person. No, it's just a balance.
Right.
But when you are working out, you're releasing more endorphins. You're generally more happy, and that transitions into every other avenue in your life.
And I would think for you, that'd be such a rewarding thing. I mean, I would never know if you're happy or not because you are just so stoic and even killed. But I would think that personal satisfaction for you has to be high when you see clients, when you find out, you build that rapport and you find out that why for them. Yeah. And then like 6 months, 8 months, a year later, they're there, man.
They're there.
And they're coming to you, okay, let me take it to the next level or show me how I can maintain this.
Yeah,
it has to be rewarding. It has to be.
It's so rewarding. It's like graduation day. It's like I loved having you in the class. I don't want to see you go, but I know you gotta move on. But when you do move on, when you want to take it to the next level, you know what? I'm going to be your teacher too.
Right.
So now we're in a different class.
Does that happen with people too? Like they, a guy comes in and says, "I need to lose you 70 pounds," but he enjoys the part of it, which is weight training, that got him there. The part of it, and all of a sudden he really likes it. Does he come to you and say, "Okay, you know what? Let me take this weight training thing now that I'm in better shape, and better. My core is stronger and my endurance is better. Can we take it to the next level?" Do you have those clients?
I do. Because, like I said, you want to lose 70 pounds, it's all about movement. So the workouts are completely different than you coming to me, semi the way you want to look and want to do, strength training.
Okay.
So you know how the workouts were now. Back then, like I said, a lot of movement. So now we're more focused on, I guess, sculpting however you want. You want to focus on your upper body a lot, your back, things like that. So now the workout is more tailored to just physical lifting.
Okay.
Not so much just functional training now. So we're diving a little deeper. I mean, we still do the cardio aspect as well, just because we're so used to it now.
Sure.
But the cardio aspect is harder. Everything's harder now. Weights are heavier, everything just builds off of the foundation that we started, on day one when you came to train with me.
Right.
Like, remember when this was hard? Now we have a 20-pound ball and we're doing it. So everything builds on that.
Okay. You are an extremely positive person. And your social media platform, which is where you and I initially connected, was the size and scope of your social media platform, but more importantly, the content. You're very content-centric, and you're very, I wouldn't say you're content-driven. I think you're more about extremely quality content.
Yes.
At the forefront of everything that you do. But the basis of it is positivity. We talked a little bit last time you were here about how the social media thing just kind of evolved for you. But at what point during that journey on social media did you realize that, hey, I'm comfortable lifting other people up, or I'm comfortable putting a positive message out there because I'm not seeing it really many other places? Like, do you remember when that was? Was that more of a recent phenomenon for you, or was that back like in 2012? Was it all the way back then?
No, it's always been at the forefront, just in everyday life.
Okay.
I mean, there's just so much negativity in the world, and you could continue to put it out there. But
most do.
But why? Because if I put something out there, I say something, and then maybe you send me a message, and you explain to me a situation that you've been trying to get through, and those words gave you different perspective on it. So that's why I do it, because
right. Yeah, explain that.
It could get one like, but that one like, it's helping someone to change their life.
Right.
So it's all about just the quality and being honest and genuine, because a lot of people post just to post.
Right.
So I post about whatever comes to me that I feel like posting. So some of it is about positivity. The majority of it's about positivity. I talk a lot about mental illnesses, depression, things like that. A lot of topics that a lot of people aren't going to post about.
Absolutely.
On how they they focus on how they're perceived. But like I said, a lot of people struggle with a lot of these things, addictions, to anything. So a lot of people struggle with these things. So why don't you just bring it to the forefront and open a conversation in the comments with people and other people that you can continue to help, whether they're in Pittsburgh or they're all over the world. That's the power of social media. It takes 2 seconds for me to respond to a comment and give you some praise, and that could make your day. So I just being someone that's in the light. I never understood why a lot of people don't take the time, because it doesn't cost me anything to respond to every single comment. It doesn't cost me at all. I won't say maybe 5 minutes, let's say. Great. I mean, what else are you doing anyways in that time? You're still on there. Right. But you're also showing people that you're real, showing people that you actually read and took what they said, and responding to something, just responding to them personally. Not just like a thank you, but actually diving in. Thank you. I've been dealing with that too. With past, it gets easier. So everyone needs encouragement, and we all go to different avenues to find it. So I just continue to put it out there, and if it finds people, it finds people. But everything I put out there, I think finds the right person at the right time. So like I say a lot, just because I posted something doesn't mean it was for you.
Right.
I don't know who it was for, but it came to me, and whoever it was for, they got it, whether they reached out or not. I know someone got it.
No doubt.
I know someone got it, so that's why they're still following, they're sharing, they're just trying to spread the positivity.
I would have to think it would be beneficial to you too, because if you're engaged in that much, you're also ingesting all that as well. There's a reminder to where your state already is at, but just to keep it there.
Yes. Yeah, it's a constant reminder for me. So a lot of it is posting for personal, just to keep the thought process rolling with the positivity and just encouragement, because that's what, just being mentally strong is very hard to do. So to ingest as much as you can to keep that focus is always welcome. Like I follow accounts that inspire people too. So, or inspire me as well. So it's all about where the avenue you did, finding it. Finding that place and just sitting down, constantly taking it in. Like I said, it's like all my pages are public, so anyone can see it at any time. You don't have to follow me to see it,
Right.
because I'm trying to just share a message. So I want everyone to be available for everybody,
Right.
whether you have the social media or not. You can Google and you can go see the physical page and go from
Right.
there. So
The other thing too is that you are unabashedly a loving and a very boastful father,
Yeah.
which I admire. And you've incorporated that as part of your message. And it seems like during COVID, you must be thinking about that a lot too, because that message is even stronger now.
Yeah.
Am I on to something? Am I reading that right?
yeah, I mean, it's just trying to find stuff to do with the kids that isn't at home.
Right.
So I mean, we started hiking and just being outdoors a lot, which she loves to do in general.
Right.
Actually, went to the batting cages past weekend, so that was her first time there.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really think she'd like it, but she wanted to try it. And I mean, the slowest pitch is 30 miles an hour, but she stood in there. She hit a couple, so it was a good feeling for her, and she had a great time. And
Good for her.
I mean, obviously mini golfing. There's just not a lot of options. So you got to be creative
Yeah.
on just what to do, just to get them out of the house for a little bit and have some fun. Not just the gym, which she loves to be there too, but
Right.
just something different.
Yeah, and I think that to build on that point is that's got to be, and my children aren't that age, so they're not that young, but for those who have younger children, it's got to be a challenge in COVID. It's got to be a challenge, and I worry a little bit about how they're perceiving the world too at this point.
Exactly, to try to keep their summer somewhat normal.
Right.
Was the hardest
I bet.
hardest thing. There's not really any play dates. There's a couple here or there, but for the most part, they're at home. So to try to keep them engaged and actually make them feel like they have a summer is what was the hardest concept. But I mean, she went to a summer camp, so at least she got to be out of the house from like 9 to 4.
Got it.
And have some fun, have some interaction, because that's what's more important. At that age, they're still developing.
Sure.
So they need the interaction still. But it was, just trying to find new stuff to do. And there's a lot to do. We just have to open ourselves up to
Absolutely right. So you're making sure that fitness and eating right and all that stuff is like an important part of her life, young, right?
Yes.
Which not all kids get that opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I still let her, eat the things that kids eat that I used to, but she sees me eating. I eat a lot of fish, so she likes fish now. I think she just likes it because I make it and I eat it. But no, she'll eat it. But if somebody else will make it, she's like, I'm not eating that. So, that's kind of funny to see.
She is a kid.
That's not how my dad makes it. I'm not going to eat it. But no, she's definitely will try. She'll try anything, and she'll tell you if she doesn't like it, but she'll try anything because I'm trying to teach her to try. I don't like the way it looks. I'm like, we didn't try it though.
Yeah.
But we know as parents, like, I know you will like this.
Right.
I don't like the way it looks, but it's like chocolate or something. But I don't like the way it looks. I know you like it, and then they like it. So it's just keeping them open, to be honest with you. And then, like I said, I'm all up for her making her own decisions on what. But like I said, the way you are brought up, that rubs off on you indirectly, whether you want to be combative about it at the time, but it does. So like I said, you're free to make your own options. If you don't like salad, then you don't like salad.
Right.
It's not like, no, you have to have a salad with every meal.
Right.
So it's like, meet me halfway. One meal, you have a salad, fine. And then that's that, and it just becomes a staple, in their life that they hopefully continue to grow on and with the rest of their life.
Yeah, it really adds another dimension to your online presence.
Yeah.
A really good dimension too.
That's good.
Which is already a very, very good a good viewpoint, but it definitely adds. And I guess the theme for me would be that it shows how important it is to, especially during COVID, to pay attention to your kids. I don't mean pay attention like you see them and you do the remedial things, but your mind's frazzled because there's a virus out there. What are they ingesting? What are they dealing with right now?
Exactly. You don't want them to basically live in fear.
Right.
So you have to show that the world is semi-normal now. We can go do stuff. If you go to the park, you don't have to wear masks, things like that. Just to keep that fear as low as possible.
Was she more curious than fearful in the beginning with all the restrictions and all, do you think?
I mean, not really. I mean, she doesn't like to wear a mask, but she's used to it now because she just got in the habit of it. But, I mean, before she didn't understand.
Yeah.
And it was hard to get, like, kids' masks when it first started that would actually fit the right way. So, But now she has a bunch of them that fit the right way, and, she knows. I didn't even tell her to put it on. I put on mine. Get out the car, she automatically puts on hers. So it's just being, like I said, I mean, the biggest thing with COVID is just like people need to keep, it's just crazy to say this, but like everything was out, like hand sanitizer, toilet paper, all these things were sold out. And it's like, what were you guys doing before?
I don't
So
know.
It's like,
I was one of those looking for toilet paper.
I'm just like
okay.
I mean, yeah, now during COVID, we wash our hands a little more. We use sanitizer a little more than we normally would. But it's like, what were you doing before that you didn't have these things in general? And having a gym, obviously I have. I've had a lot of cleaning supplies in general. So to me, I was like, all this stuff's out. I got to get it for my gym in general. Yeah. But now, it's slowed down a little bit. But it's just like, what were you doing before this?
Right.
You didn't have these things.
It's a little scary.
It is.
Yeah, when you sit and really ponder that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm washing my hands at like a ridiculous amount of times per day. We all are doing that, hopefully. Yeah. But I really was taken back by it almost the fact that you have to be reminded to wash your hands, especially in restaurants, which always freaked me out. And the restroom would always say, employees must wash their hands. And I used to look at that for decades. I'd look at signs like that, like, who is washing their hands?
I mean, there was one person. That's why there's a sign now.
I guess so. I guess so. Yeah. But I it's just the personal hygiene things really striking that wasn't the forefront anyways.
Just, I mean, I guess that was my biggest shock too. It's just like, what were you doing before? So
we can't be that dirty as a population, right?
No.
I mean,
I
don't know. I'm starting to really wonder now.
I mean, before I try not to touch doors as much as I could. Like if I go to the gas station, try to kick it open and everything.
I do
just
that stuff
before
too.
COVID.
Yeah.
But now it's just a little worse. I always have it in my car, so as soon as I open the door, spray it before I touch my steering wheel and get going. But we're just we're doing the same things we used to do, but we never used to put hand sanitizer on after we came out the store to go in our car. Just little. I mean, gas station, sometimes I did. Right. But like the normal life, we wouldn't. So now we're just more aware and we're doing it more. But for some people, this is completely new. Yeah. So, and those are the people that are doing it overboard, that bought all the stuff because they're running through it. So, I mean, it's just like you said, it's just being aware, and that's all. I mean, like I said, you don't have to leave your house if you don't want to.
Right.
You don't have to.
Right.
At all. You can leave once a month to go to the grocery store if you really want to, or you can have a family or friend do it. So you don't have to leave if you don't want to.
Right.
Which is why I don't agree with all the rules for the state, because I feel like, if like the restaurants and things like that, the 25% capacity, I feel like it should be every restaurant should get to choose what percent they're at, and then they should put all these restaurants on the PA website. And then you can print off a waiver and you can sign it online. So now your name's on this thing, so you can go to any of these restaurants.
Good idea.
So it's your choice whether you want to go to the restaurant or not.
Okay.
But now these restaurants and everything is just losing like 25% capacity.
I don't know how they're doing it.
I mean, I know some restaurants, it's a big place, but their capacity at 25% is only 30, 40 people. So how are you surviving? I mean, takeout is a lot higher, but still, like a lot of these places are closing down. And I just feel like they should be able to say, we're fully open, we're 100%, but before you come into our restaurant, you have to go on the state website. You have to sign this waiver, which is just basically the COVID one, and that you'll abide by, the procedures. You can still do the 6 feet and stuff like that. But
you can take precautions in there.
All the precautions, but
any restaurant owner will do that to be open to capacity.
But I think it's your choice. If you're a restaurant owner that's tentative and you only want to be at 40%, then you have the option to do that.
Good point.
So, because like I said, it's the same thing with smoking and drinking. It says on the label, may cause XYZ. but you choose to take it.
Right.
So it's your choice whether you take it or not. I think it should be the same thing now. Obviously, the same precautions that are in place, but they should have the ability to say, "We're open 100%. You come in. They have, all of them have computers now. What's your name? First, last name? All right, yeah, you did the waiver. Or if not, hey, go to the website, do it real quick. We'll sit you in 5 minutes. Once you do the waiver,
I like it.
You're done one time.
I like it.
Because every restaurant that opts into this program, you just sign the waiver one time, and you can go to whatever Applebee's.
Most
can
people
go
are
to
going to sign that waiver
exactly.
if it's available.
You just sign it one time, just basically stating that, if you do contract COVID, you can't come back on us, XYZ. But then it also helps keep it in line too, because if these people on this waiver do get COVID, that you can semi-trace it, and then you can also notify, because you're basically checking in now to every restaurant everywhere you go. So now there's a footprint of where you could have got it,
and it's a less intrusive. I think that would go over better with the public as opposed to having something embedded on their phone or whatever. It's just freaking people out.
It's an option. We like to have options.
Yes, we do.
So if there's no option,
yes, we do.
And then even like just bar restaurants, even though they're at 25% capacity, they're losing so much from the people that would just go sit at the bar and maybe snack here or there. Now those people aren't even coming, because they have to sit at the table, So that's a whole
nother discussion
right there. Yeah, those your regulars. They're not coming and sitting in a booth when they just normally come, have 2 or 3 beers after work, quick bite, and they leave. They're all cut off, and I feel bad for everyone that's in that industry, just because it doesn't make sense, and now you have to serve food, and a lot of places are breweries, things like that, they don't serve food. So now how are they trying to? Yeah, we can be open if we serve food.
Well, it's funny too. There's a couple of restaurants that I'm aware of. One of them is a good friend of mine that he basically told me, and I'm guessing the other restaurants are doing it for the same reason. He told me, he goes, "This doesn't work at 25% for me. I can make more money, or I can survive by having takeout only. But if you're telling me that I have to buy now as if I'm open, and then bring my extra staff in, which they're barely eating if I'm only open at 25%, then I'm not making enough to eat."
Well, that doesn't make sense too, because the 25% is including the staff.
I know.
It's including the employees, but the building occupancy.
Oh, it wasn't thought through.
Is the complete opposite.
It wasn't thought through at all. So, and that goes back on a whole, and I won't take it down a rabbit hole, but I mean, we didn't have a plan for any of this. There was nothing in place, and we haven't seen much leadership from any direction.
I mean, I would hate to be in that decision, because there's no, I hate to say it, but there's no right or wrong. If I say this is it, I'm not. Some people are starting to be mad. Some people, like these little places, they're like, "Oh, I can't do that," or the big place, like, "Yeah, we can be open."
Yeah.
Like I ate at maybe a month ago. I ate at Texas Day Brazil, and they're at the 25% capacity, but they're still cooking so much meat because they have to have it come out all the time.
That's the problem.
And it's like,
that's the problem.
I mean, you had to make a reservation and all that, but still, you can't really gauge, because one table could just come for a half hour, eat a little bit, other could be there for 2-3 hours.
Right.
But now they're trying to push you out so they can keep getting more tables in, and it sounds kind of normal when you go up, like, oh, there's an hour wait. I'm like, yeah, this place is booming. I'm like, no, they're 25%. That's why there's an 25% hour wait.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's.
What's your thoughts on high school athletics? I guess the PIAA has decided to go ahead and do it. The administration for the state has kind of frowned upon it. They haven't said no, but they've frowned upon it. I think they frowned upon it because now they're in a great position from a political standpoint, because they can say, well, it worked. Okay, congratulations. Or if it didn't work, we told you so.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you talk about sports, so the kids are allowed to go to school.
Some of them.
So what's the difference?
I don't know. Good question.
What's the difference?
Good question.
If I'm allowed to go to school, but we can't play sports, so then why am I going to school then? I shouldn't be allowed to go to school. It should be all online. If that's truly where we're at. I agree some sports are like, wrestling, things like that. You're, on top of each other. It's a little different. Football, you basically have a mask on.
Yeah.
You're not close. Basketball, yeah, you're close. But if you're allowed to go to school and I can sit in the classroom, but I can't stay after school and practice with not as many people as I've been in contact with in the whole day of school, that doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. I don't spend any of my time, and I really have made it a point not to spend any of my free time sitting pondering this.
I mean, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
You could talk about it all day. All these
it's not productive. It's not personally productive to do it. You know, my viewpoint is, and I'm sure you're going to agree with this. This is my business. This is my life. This is the environment that I'm in. To function the way I want to function and get to my goals, I have to do certain things. I do them.
Exactly. Everything else is. I mean, it's interesting topics. It's interesting topics. You know, interesting debates. I mean, like the NBA, I think they're doing it well. They have a bubble.
Yep.
It's controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're
baseball would have been advised to do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking about the NFL, and I was talking about it with a couple of friends yesterday, and I was like, they can't do the same thing. I said, I mean, one, there's not a place that's already set up that has a bunch of fields.
Not altogether
like that. And it'd have to be a arena, an indoor facility, which I think there's only 4.
Yeah, there's only a couple left.
Yeah. So okay, if you did it in Arizona or Indianapolis, great. Now, you bring all the teams there. Where are they all going to stay? Where are they all going to practice? Where are they all going to practice?
Right.
Disney just happened to have for AAU basketball, you know, this complex that they can just lock that down, problem solved.
Yeah.
Because it was built for.
What's your thoughts on baseball?
Baseball, the same thing.
You don't think baseball could have figured that out?
Yeah.
They could have went to Florida or Arizona to spring training facilities because they could have played in the high school. Yeah, they could have played in the high school because there's no fans.
Or like the colleges, and even just if you think about it, like basketball and baseball, there's not that much equipment.
Right.
Football, you're bringing a lot more things.
And more people. Their traveling staff is much, much more.
Exactly. Yeah, baseball, basketball. I need a ball on the court. And the jerseys and the shoes.
Right.
Like, you're not bringing that much in there.
Baseball would have been better off to do 2 hubs, I think, as well. They could have done that.
You could do it, and then you have, like I said, I don't know, we'll just say 2 planes. We get on, we get off, we go directly to the thing. We're not in contact with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way to do it. I mean...
Yeah, and just for this year, because the trends are that we're going to be next year's going to look a lot different. But I don't. I think it's the travel that puts these players and organizations at the highest risk, right?
Yeah,
at this point in time.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's interesting. I mean, what the one guy, I forget his name, what basketball team or was it football? A football player tried to sneak a girl into the hotel, and then he got released, and I was like, wow, man, like
it's pretty heavy-handed.
Well, a lot of people were very upset because it's like you don't take this seriously. We haven't left this area in a month, so now you're bringing it outside.
There's a fairness part about that, right? I get it.
So it's like, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, you're getting paid a good amount of money. So wherever you want me to be for a month, 2-3 months, and I'm going to go back to my normal life in my house and do everything that I used to do. So it's not that bad. And like I said, it's your job. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. Any job,
right?
You know, it's a rule. You broke it.
Consequences.
We're gonna have to let you go.
Yeah.
You know, when you signed up, we told you, there's no XYZ allowed here, and you brought it in, and we have to let you go.
He'll play again.
Yeah.
I mean, the skill set is so fine.
I'm sure he's not the only one. He's just one of the ones that got caught. That's all. But I mean, it's like the sports element. It's just interesting, and what I think is interesting is. I couldn't imagine playing with no fans. Like, do you take it as serious, or
that is my disinterest in baseball, and I'm a huge baseball fan. But I have had trouble during this because I follow Oakland. That's the team I follow, and watch the games online. I used to watch them religiously every night. The West Coast games, 10:00 at night, right? But I saw some walk-off home runs, a grand slam, and I just saw the enthusiasm of from the teammates. And as a fan, that must register with my sensibilities as a fan that something's wrong.
I mean, it's hard. I mean, I know they're blasting music and trying to make it feel like, but still, it's like, part of the game is like looking in the stands, doing XYZ, throwing a ball to a kid, stuff like that. It's just like,
I think especially baseball and football.
Yeah.
Basketball, the fans are on top of you, but I somehow don't think they have the same. Now, college basketball is different because they get nuts there.
Yeah.
But baseball and football are hard. Like hockey, the fans are I don't know.
Yeah.
Not as part of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Generally.
So it's interesting. It's like, how'd your season do? Like, last season doesn't really count. I mean,
Yeah. That's exactly right. I mean, I don't.
I mean, I watched the basketball. I've been watching the playoffs. I mean, they're going hard.
Oh yeah.
I
think they're going hard.
They're going hard.
I think they're the most competitive out of the
I just
three
don't know how I
right
could
now.
switch that to be like, oh, this isn't like a scrimmage. This isn't just like an exhibition game. Like, oh, this
It
is.
has to be so flipping really quiet in there,
Yeah.
and the moments between the piped-in noise. Like, I wonder what it really sounds like on that baseball diamond for those players.
I
Like,
think they still have the announcers are doing it just like there's people there. You know?
the announcers aren't even at the game. You know that?
Well, they're still announcing it though.
Yeah,
I think they're trying to make it as real as it is
Oh yeah,
to
there's
the players. And
there's
the
the
people that are
public
there.
address, and absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so-
But I mean, what's really interesting is because I haven't heard any player comment on this yet. I'm sure probably some have. With that piped-in crowd noise, I wonder what that really sounds like down on that playing surface.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people like a lot of they've said they like it.
Okay.
They like the bubble, but I mean that's the only sport that I've really heard about. That's baseball's doing the thing, but it's just like
Yeah.
you see the stands. They got the fake pictures, or people can go online and have their face on a seat and things like that.
Yeah, I give them credit for the cutouts. I thought it was corny in
Yeah.
the beginning. I think it actually started in Oakland, but I think it was corny. But it was a marketing. It was,
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
slick
Yeah, I
marketing
thought it was
too,
funny.
because I'm sure they were paying to put your cardboard cutout there, right?
Yeah, I think Kutch. I think
Try to give a ball to one.
try to go ball. Yeah. So it's funny, but I mean, yeah, it's just an interesting time. Everything's changing, and
Well, hockey and NBA they made the optics look really cool. The NBA has the big screen, and then they tarped all the tarps look pretty cool. I mean, I don't think that
is.
looks bad.
no, I think it looks nice.
It's better than seeing a bunch of empty seats. You
It
can't
looks
do
like
that
a
in
real
baseball.
game.
'cause
Yeah, it
there's
looks
too
like a
many
real
games.
game. It looks like a real game.
It does.
The basketball wise, but I mean, it's just strange. So it's like I don't know if I could just turn that on and not think this is just an exhibition. This is the first game of the season. We're just trying to. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if you're in the moment, yeah, because you're playing against the other team, they have the other jersey on. It's
Right.
real, but at the same time,
I think more so in basketball and hockey based on the pace, but for baseball because there's such a slow stop-start, that can't be. I don't know if it's just as easy there to buy into the whole thing as with the other two.
you're looking around the stadium, you're just like, oh, no one's here. That's how it looks. That's how it looks empty when I'm playing. Like,
Yeah, during batting practice or during the week when I'm practicing, there's nobody here.
there's no these interviews. There's no bunch of kids on the field. You're talking to them that came down from different school programs, things like that. There's no media really. It's
Especially
just
the walk-off homers, man. The walk-off hits in general, because that became a celebratory thing the last decade or so. Because decades prior, the whole celebration thing. When I was a kid, the Pirates, like Willie Stargell, would hit a walk-off home run, and he'd circle the base. They'd come out of the dugout, shake his hand, and they'd all kind of just trot back in. It wasn't so exuberant as it is today, but I missed that. I missed it as a fan, seeing the players excited about what they're doing. Does it make any sense?
It does, yeah. I mean, I see it a lot in the basketball.
Yeah.
I see it a lot in the basketball. I haven't seen it really in baseball. They're just sort of
Going through the motions.
some of them are trying to make the best out of the situation and have fun with it, but I think they're just going through the motions.
What's football going to look like, professional football, do you think?
I think it's going to probably look the worst, to be honest with you.
Meaning,
Just like without the fans, the noise, like they feed off of all that. I mean, all sports do, but when I played football, you feed off that a lot.
okay.
Fourth and goal, the whole stadium's erupting. Now it's fourth and goal. What do they turn the music up or so
Good point.
it's different. Same thing with basketball. Foul shot to win the game.
Right.
How do you simulate 50,000 people yelling
Yeah.
at you to miss it
Yeah.
when no one's here? So
It's very interesting.
just that aspect. But I mean, the competitiveness, obviously, I think is still going to be there.
Like, I'm a casual hockey fan, and only by television. I rarely go to a game.
Yeah.
But I think that's the one sport that has been affected the least
Oh yeah,
by not having fans there.
yeah.
Because the only time the fans really go nuts is if it's like the last round of the playoffs and it's a
Banging on the glass and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's a rarity, though. That's such a rarity. They don't play a big factor.
No.
Matter of fact, they sit on their hands for most of the game,
Yep.
anyways.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I mean, there's like all those sports, like hockey. I mean, I saw some volleyball. You know, it looked kind of normal. They had the tarps up, but everything else, it's very
golf.
strange.
I don't watch a lot of golf, but watching it on the news, it looks a little weird with no gallery.
Oh, that's true. I never thought about that.
There's no gallery there,
Yeah.
so it looks a little strange.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, golf is probably the easiest one because it's normally quiet.
Yeah, good point.
You're by yourself, you're in the zone, and you're probably going to play a lot better because it's so much more peaceful.
Right.
So, you know.
If you paid attention to any degree of what Europe's doing with soccer, because that's a religion over there. And there's got to be all these massive soccer stadiums, and I just haven't. It hasn't been on my radar.
I haven't seen that much. I mean, they're playing though, right? I'm pretty sure they're playing.
I don't know. That English league's a big one, you know, and then they have the league where it's country versus country. That's huge. I mean, they pack 100,000 people in some of those stadiums.
It's interesting. I mean, you can't even do every other chair or every 2 chairs. You know, you can't. I heard they were trying to do that with the NFL. You know,
the first couple of games is going to be that way, right?
Only season ticket holders.
Okay.
And family can come.
Okay.
But they have to be spaced when they see.
Space them out.
I think they're not selling concessions, stuff like that. Like, they're trying to do something so people aren't that
commingling.
Yeah. I mean, which I don't really think you can do. You know.
So the last I heard was they were not going to have fans for the first 2 home games. Did you hear that?
I mean, that makes sense. A little trial, you know, see how it goes. But I mean, you need the fans. The cities need the fans. The restaurants, the vendors down there. That most of their income is during the Pirates season,
right?
Steelers season.
Right.
Most of those venues, those little corner stores. That's where they make all their money. And you take that away.
That's exactly right.
And then you take away 75% as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably wouldn't care if they stayed closed, but they would be open during the season if they had fans, and they could probably survive.
Right.
On that alone.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, it's an unfortunate time, but I just don't see any way that it could have been prevented. And I don't see. I mean, we can all say should have did this, should have did that. I don't see a clear cut way to do it. It's a virus,
right.
And you can't control a virus.
You're absolutely right. And that's probably the most wise thing anyone's told me in a while. But we could not have prevented this from happening. It didn't originate here, and even it's hard to even come down on wherever they identify possibly where it came from because it's a virus.
It's a virus. Yeah.
Where I'm disappointed as a citizen is that we are the most technically advanced country in the world. We do all these crazy, amazing things. Yeah. And we didn't have a plan for this kind of eventuality to happen.
Just any sort of deadly disease, there has to be a plan in place. What happens if whatever comes back? Whatever, smallpox or whatever.
Plague.
Yeah, what it comes back, what are we going to do? Well, it's not coming back. We're not going to worry about that. So it's
life's too good. We're enjoying the moment right now.
Have a plan.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I mean, it can be a very vague plan, but it's still something. If this happens, this is what we start to do. We start to implement this.
What really was exposed to for me was that in that whole plan thing, whether it's a plague or whether it's anything else, any kind of emergency that would happen, we don't have really clear lines of communication or delineation on who takes charge of what between the federal government and the state. That's kind of freaking me out. Not in a political way, just an observational way that there's just no one taking charge. They're just blaming each other for not taking charge. Yep. Does that make any sense?
We should all be under the same umbrella when something like
a national
emergency happens.
Yeah.
Every state, these are the rules.
Yeah, and the states are responsible for this, and federal government's responsible for this in every state.
Yes, in the case of the natural.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. And it's not a political statement. That's a survival statement, for God's sake.
We're all under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
So.
My friend, this was great. I can't thank you enough. Just please keep the positivity because you're an inspiration.
Will do. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate the friendship as well, too.
I love coming here.
Yeah, you're going to come back many more times, too.
I will.
Maybe in some group panel settings I'm going to throw at you.
That'll be fun as well.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. Friends, we are out.
I'll see you.